Hello guys, today we are going to be reacting to Swiss stories with my friend. Yep.
Night, and it led to me getting passed around by them. I went over to the apartment of this guy that I've been seeing. He had told me earlier in the week that he was going to have the guys around that evening, but I had totally forgotten. So when I turned up and all of his friends were drinking in the living room, I was surprised it was all guys, 5 of them, all drinking and chatting together. As soon as I stepped into the room, I felt I was walking into some place I wasn't supposed to be. They welcomed me in, but I was teased for interrupting their guys' night. It was playful though, like they were joking. Still, it felt transgressive already to be there in this space where women were normally excluded, and they relaxed into a state that I don't think the women in their lives normally saw. I sat on the lap of the guy I've been seeing, feeling the eyes of the other guys on me. The guy I've been seeing was me in ways that felt more than he would normally do in public. I think he was already starting to show me off to his friends. He even started to joke about how I am, a joke I went along with, and teased me that I maybe turned up for some fun. I didn't disagree with him still going along with the joke, but I didn't really believe anything
Okay, what is this?
would happen.
What is this story? What? The first thing we see is this.
Keep going. Keep going, bro.
Okay.
What's the best way you've seen someone rebel against school rules? A buddy of mine got caught messing with his phone during class. Back then, the rule was simple. If you got caught, your phone was confiscated for the whole day. You couldn't get it back until the next day. This was before smartphones, and the rules have changed since then. Anyway, he hands in his phone but doesn't seem worried at all. A couple of classes later, during lunch, he asks me to come with him. He's going to get his phone back. We head to the staff room where confiscated phones were kept. He asks a teacher if he can copy a phone number into my phone so he could call his dad later that day. The teacher agrees and hands him the phone. I hand him mine. We wait while he copies the number, and when he's done, he hands mine back and pockets his own. He was known as a bit of a joker, so when he jokingly says, "Well, thanks a lot, CA," the teacher laughs and tells him to stop messing about and give the phone back. He plays along, but not really. Here's the kicker. He had a second phone, same model, broken, wouldn't charge anymore. When he stuck his good phone in his pocket, it was right next to the broken one. So when the teacher asked for the phone back, he just handed over the broken one. Hands down, the best switcheroo I've ever seen. What's the best way you've seen someone rebel?
That's actually the best way back then. Yeah, that's actually
This
the
is
best way.
shocking.
That's like one of
Police officers, what criminal actually impressed you with their skills? Back in high school, there was this guy, Luis. He was a known dealer. It wasn't a secret. Everyone bought and harder stuff from him. The cops constantly pulled him over. Whenever a drug-related incident happened at school, he was always the first kid they searched, but they never caught him with anything. They'd cut locks off his gym locker and his regular locker, hoping to find his stash, but nothing. One time, a rumor spread that his stash was in a locker not assigned to anyone. The administration searched every single locker in the school and came up empty-handed. If kids got caught with they'd admit it came from Luis, sometimes even encouraged by him. Then the cops would search him inside and out, his car, everything, and he'd just laugh. Nothing ever showed up. Eventually, the vice principal's younger son asked for Christmas shoes with a secret compartment. Light bulbs went off in the VP's head. The first day back after the holidays, he pulls Luis out of class, brings him to the office, and tells him to take his shoes off. Sure enough, hidden compartments, but no drugs. Luis was laughing his ass off. He casually explained that he hadn't even seen any of his classmates for 3 weeks and hadn't taken any orders yet. If the VP had waited just one more day, he probably would have caught him. Luis had the audacity, the patience, and the smarts to stay completely untouchable. Police officers, what criminal actually
Alright, that's crazy. Alright.
A young female teacher, good-looking and stylish, was giving her class a big assignment one day.
Wait. What? Wait a minute.
Good-looking and stylish, was giving her class a big assignment one day. It was so big she had to write high up on the whiteboard. As she reached up, one boy in the class suddenly giggled. She quickly turned around and said, "What's so funny, Michael?" "Sorry, teacher, but I just saw one of your stockings," he answers. "Get out of my classroom," she yells. "I don't want to see you for 3 days." The teacher turns back to the whiteboard after adjusting
What does that mean?
her skirt. She reached the very top to write. Suddenly, there is an even louder giggle from another student. She turns again.
Stockings. Hold on, what? What are stockings?
No.
What does it mean by stockings?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Alright, anyways.
And shouts, "What's so funny, Billy?" "Well, miss just saw both of your stockings." She now furious screams as loud as she can get out of my classroom. This time, the punishment gets more severe. "I don't want to see you for 3 weeks." She fixes her skirt again. Embarrassed and frustrated, she drops her marker when she turns towards the board, so she bends over to pick it up. This time, one of the kids bursts out laughing. The teacher quickly turns around and sees little Johnny packing his things and heading for the classroom's door. "Where do you think you are going?" she asks Johnny. Turns around, still shocked, and answers, "Well, from what I just saw. My school days are pretty much over." A young female teacher, good
Okay, that's actually crazy. That's crazy. Alright.
Little Timmy was sitting in class behind a girl named Susan. The teacher asked the class, "Who created the earth?" Timmy poked Susan in the back with his pencil, and she jumped up yelling, "My goodness!" The teacher smiled and said, "Correct, Susan. God created the earth." Susan sat down, giving Timmy a suspicious side eye. Then the teacher asked, "Where do you go after living a good, honest life?" Timmy poked Susan again. She jumped up and blurted, "Heavens above." The teacher said, "Exactly. You go to heaven." Susan sat down again, now fully aware Timmy was messing with her. Finally, the teacher asked, "And what do you think Eve said to Adam after their 77th child?" Timmy poked her one more time. Harder this round. Susan spun around.
Harder this round. What?
Period.
Round and snapped, "If you poke me one more time, I'm going to lose it." The whole class burst out laughing, including the teacher. Little Timmy.
Okay.
I went to the bathroom to fix my shirt, which I had accidentally worn inside out. When I entered the stall, the bathroom was empty. As I
Wait, what?
What?
What is this? What? I paused at the perfect
flipped my shirt around, someone walked into the stall next to me. I also used some toilet paper to wipe my nose and dropped it in the bowl. This triggered the auto flush sensor, and it flushed. Here's where my predicament began.
Okay, what are
I realized I also had to pee,
But what are these backgrounds also?
Oh no, bro.
but since I had already used toilet paper and flushed, my twisted mind decided this would seem really weird to the person next door. Why would someone use the bathroom, flush, and then stand up and pee again? But I couldn't hold it. I was afraid they might recognize my shoes and know who I was, so I hatched a clever deception. I left the stall and washed my hands to seem normal, despite the fact that I hadn't even used the bathroom. After drying my hands, I walked loudly to the exit
What? What did I just see?
What are we?
and opened the door into the hall. Then I said, "Oh, excuse me," like I bumped into someone else coming in, and walked right back in. I made sure to change the sound of my footsteps, walking more quietly so the person in the stall would think I was a different person and not some freak playing bathroom charades. Then, I went to the urinal, peed, and washed my hands again, this time using the farthest sink so they couldn't spot my shoes. I went to the bathroom to fix my shirt, which I had accidentally worn inside out.
Okay.
When did you
Okay, what
realize
are
you
we-
raised your kid right? My 10-year-old daughter was planning her birthday and told me she wanted to
Oh,
invite a boy named James, who I'd never heard of before. I was a bit apprehensive at first, but I decided that it was her party and just invited him. Well, the day of her birthday came around, and when I saw James show up, my face immediately dropped. Showed up all alone, saying he only had to walk a couple of miles like it was a normal thing for him. His clothes were torn and he was extremely skinny too. I remember offering
Ayo.
him a glass of orange juice when he came in, and his just eyes lit up.
I'm paying attention to the backgrounds more than the actual stories.
Bro, you're just weird.
I've never had orange juice before, he said, chugging it. Fast forward towards the end of the party, I saw my daughter sneak away to her room with James behind her. I wasn't
Okay,
Bruh.
okay, chat.
sure what was going on, so I silently followed them. And through a crack in her door, I saw her doing something that shocked me. She pulled out snacks from under her bed that she had stashed from our pantry and filled a tote bag with them. She also had a bunch of juices in a bag, and even her older brother's hand-me-downs in a neat pile on her bed. She handed them over to James and said, "Please tell me if you ever need anything. You're a great friend," and they both hugged one another. I quietly ran down the hall so they wouldn't see me as they walked out, and I almost teared up. After her party, I asked her more about James, and she told me about how his parents struggle to make ends meet and that she's his only friend at school. Since hearing that, I've made sure to pack my daughter 2 lunches for school.
Okay.
What is a split-second decision you made that changed your life? One day I decided to break up with my girlfriend. The timing just wasn't right. I was only 20 years old, played drums in 5 different bands of some kind, wanted to party, had a full-time job, and was a full-time student in a tough aerospace engineering program. I called her and asked if we could meet in the science building. Why the science building? To this day, I don't know. It was close to her dorm and close to parking, where I could get this over with quickly, perhaps. As I saw her walking, I took a look at her for the last time as my girlfriend. At that point, I began reminiscing about our relationship, the UPS, the downs, how it began. It had only been about 6 months, I thought. As she was walking, I saw her from hundreds of feet away. I dated her because she was marriage material. Absolutely beautiful, very mature, yet super playful. Any guy would want her. Her laugh was contagious. Not only were our senses of humor similar, they often complemented each other. I loved her. I'd hate to see her cry. It's going to be hard to find someone like her. No, not hard. Impossible. But at least I get these next 3 to 4 years to myself. And I'll have to find another woman as perfect as her to spend the next 40 years with. It hit me. I'm trading 40 years of pure joy for 3 to 4 years of immature fun. And I'm about to make the biggest mistake of my life.
Okay, what?
As she was about 30 feet away from me, I changed my mind. I'm 28 now. This woman is now my wife of 3.5 years, currently carrying our first son. And I couldn't be happier. Update, the baby is black. So I left her. What is this?
That's crazy.
What is the worst feeling, burner account for this one?
Oh,
The worst
we're
feeling I
not
ever
going-
Never had happened when I was 15. I am 19 now, so this was 4 years ago in 2018. I walked into a McDonald's. I really wanted to get a Big Mac. I went up to the counter and saw the cashier was a pretty cute girl. I put on my best tough guy voice. "Hey girl, what's up?" I said, "Welcome to McDonald's, what can I get you?" She replies. I was worried she hadn't realized how dominant I truly was, so I put my arms up and let out a mighty roar. "Big Mac." Sorry, we're all out of Big Macs. They were all out of Big Macs. I was really disappointed. So I just walked out and went to Burger King instead. Edit, I don't like Burger King. I walk into Burger King, "Give me a Whopper." I say to the cashier, "I get a Whopper." I am euphoric. What is the worst feeling?
I took 2 gummy bears instead of 1. When I got to class, 4 redhead girls with yachts accidentally sat on my lap and started bouncing up and down in a row. "What the heck, you
Hey, wait. What is
scoundrels?"
this
I cried, but I couldn't worry about this because John Cena broke through the ceiling and gave me a high five and 50 bands. Then my teacher let me know the test I didn't study for actually was ace so hard she became seduced and wired me the account number for her pension and all of her assets. And
What?
Harvard was calling. Then my hot
Okay, what am I?
20-year-old Latina Spanish teacher brought me up in front of the class and spanked me for being a naughty boy and talking
What?
during class. And my seats flowed through the room, another sea of redheads with yachts, and they all got pregnant. Then I went to gym class and 50 mixed girls
What?
with curly hair began to surround me
Okay, what are these stories even about? Like,
Bro, I don't
and all tried to give me a spot on bench, but all accidentally fell on top of me and began making out with me passionately. I was like, "Boy, what the heck, boy? This is PDA and this isn't actually allowed in school." But they persisted, so I allowed it for only 10 minutes before I had to get to photography class. This is when my teacher became a submissive Omar Lovin' Femboy Griffith and began to twerk
what?
in the camera in the dark studio where I got to take pictures privately, all the naughty girls touching themselves. This is your final daddiest warning that you're not allowed to touch yourselves without letting daddy know. Previously. Also, talk to daddy and let him check in on your daily life so you can be my submissive.
Okay. Well, well, cause I'm gonna end the video there. That's the way too sus. So, yeah, bye guys, and hope y'all have a good day. And also,
subscribe to me.
subscribe and also to me, and also subscribe to Doom. So yeah, I'm at extra flaming edits, and also up to laugh track. So yeah, bye.